Hey you guys, I am back with another video and today decided, you know what, why not just make this quick video? I I cannot record my voice. What I was saying is that I cannot record on my camera due to the fact that like the TikTok ban, well, I'm not gonna say this, but basically like no, yes, I'm gonna say it. The TikTok ban ruined like me with like my whole YouTube schedule. For whatever reason, the TikTok ban it like affected CapCut. So like people like so now TikTok it's not banned, I don't think, but we still can't access CapCut, and I use CapCut to edit my videos. And then also like I can't even access CapCut to clear out my storage because CapCut takes out a lot of my storage. So I was just like, you know what, forget it. I'm gonna just record live. I wasn't even gonna do a video, but I was just like, there's a lot going on with like Made at First Sight, and then also there's no TikTok ban that is going to stop me from recording because guess what? Yes, Trump, you did try to ban TikTok. You were very selfish for that, but I am not going to stop recording. I'm not going to stop recording because at the end of the day, the show still goes on. At the end of the day, this is my career, and I'm not about to let Trump. I'm not about to let Trump like do this shit. No, like I don't care. But anyways, I'm about to be talking about Made at First Sight, and I'm gonna be talking about Michelle and David. So I can't really pull up. I can't really pull up like what I see. Let me just make sure I'm actually live because YouTube is just weird sometimes. Oh my god, I see Dodash. That's funny. Okay, I think I'm live. I think I'm live. I don't know. But yeah, I was not gonna do this video, but I was just like, you know what? Because I wasn't able to download Google Chrome today for whatever reason. I also have trouble downloading Google Chrome on my MacBook, and I can't download it. So yeah, and I also need to find a thumbnail. I need to find a thumbnail to fit the video for today because that's out of hand. But I'm gonna only be talking about one couple, Michelle and David. I'm gonna actually, we might get into Madison and David, but for today, I'm gonna be talking about Michelle and David first because Michelle and David, I have a lot to say. I mean, yes, a lot did not happen last episode. Like, not really a lot happened last episode, but they kind of got into like a fight over nothing. I feel like because you have Michelle trying to say that, like, David was being drunk. You had Michelle basically saying how like, hold on, let me go get my glasses. But yeah, you basically had Michelle saying that like David was wrong for like driving and drinking. David was wrong for like driving and drinking at night, and I have opinions. I have opinions because for me it's like for me it's like this guy might have had one drink because I'm just like for it to have been a bad thing, he would have had to got into a car accident in order for it to like be a situation where, yeah, Michelle could not. I mean, sorry, I'm talking about. I said David and Michelle. I'm talking about Alan and Madison. For Madison to go off on Alan about, well, not off, but basically like to start an argument about the whole drinking and driving situation. I feel like that for Alan to get upset, no, sorry. For Madison to get upset, Alan had to have gotten to a car accident. Alan had to have gotten to a car accident or something in order for like her to explode because I just feel like that like he got home safely and like that's that. But I mean she was just on to him about like, yeah, you can't drink and drive. And then I believe Alan was saying like all I did was just like boot, well, I just turned the wheel this way and it was just I came home. Like it was just bam, I came home. And so I was watching Auntie's Advice, her YouTube. I don't know if you guys follow Auntie's Advice. But she was talking about how like Alan wasn't wrong for basically drinking and driving because Alan, it seemed as though like he only had one drink. See, like when you have one drink, it's kind of I feel like that it's kind of fine to drive when you're like older and you're an experienced driver. But I'm just like for Madison to make a big deal out of this, I don't think Alan had to be like that much of a bad driver in order to like not be trusted drinking and driving as a husband, as a quote unquote husband, because I don't even think this woman really likes men. I don't think this woman really likes the man at all. And so for me, I was just like, I don't think it was really that deep. I don't think it was really that deep at all for her to just be crashing out over Alan drinking, basically for her to be crashing out over drinking while he was going home from a bar. Because also I was watching Auntie's advice, and she was even saying like, we've seen Madison multiple times come from the bar and just like, be out of sight from Allen, but then now Madison, she kind of wants to start up a situation when Allen drinks and drive, but then it's like, Madison, you went to the bar out late, so it's just like, I don't know, it just gives me like she's a little bit hypocritical for bringing the situation up, but I feel like that Madison, she could have at least brought up the situation in a nicer way and be like, hey, you were drinking and driving, I'm kind of scared about that. Do you know if you could just like not really do that like going forward? Like, do you know if you could not do that going forward? And then that like that's that like for me I would have kind of said something nicely to her and nicely to him and been like, hey, look, like you didn't really have to like drink and drive, just be a little bit safer, like you can still drink but like don't drink too much if you're going to be driving. I don't know, that's how I play it. That's how I take the whole situation out because I'm just like there is just no way how like she just needed to start a whole situation over that. I don't understand. I'm gonna like pull up, where is this girl, because I was just, I was just watching Auntie's advice about Madison. Like, let me just see because oh, I'm really into yeah. We can get into this because this is a lot. Yeah, Trump did not stop me from recording today, baby. No.
That she is still able to keep her clients. She wants to open up a shop. Alan said that he drunk a beer.
That's what I'm saying. Like all he said was like he drank a beer. Now me, like I don't really look into driving that much because like I don't know, but I feel like that a lot of people nowadays, like they're so experienced, they're like experienced drivers to the point where it's just like you don't really need to. If you didn't drink that much, I don't think it's gonna really affect you. And also, like, yeah, like medicine, you also need to remember, like, this guy does not have kids. He's not picking up anybody from school. He's not dropping off anybody to school. So it doesn't really matter if, like, he's quote unquote drinking while driving. I don't know. A lot of people were making it a big deal. People were like, oh my God, like, he was drinking and driving. Because also, the reason why I'm siding with Alan on this is because after what like I've been seeing on the internet about Madison and like why Alan says that he slams the cabinets is because like I'm just like what did Madison do for Alan to slam the cabinets like that in like the previews, like when we watch the previews, like we even see Alan like slamming the cabinet. So I'm just like I'm also now I'm questioning Madison. Now I'm side eyeing Madison because I'm just like the things you say might be a little bit a you problem. It might be a little bit of a you problem. But we're gonna go watch this.
And Alan can't drive. We got to stop taking stuff and blowing it up because they want to blow it up.
Exactly.
You have to have critical motherfucking thinking skills. When she got in the car with Alan, Alan cleared it up that he wasn't drunk. And she said that wasn't the issue. She confirmed that Alan wasn't drunk, but that he had a drink. If he knows that his BAC is lower than point oh 0.08, you can drive
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't really that deep, also. Like, if you think about it, it really was not.
legally.
If you think about it, it really wasn't that deep. Like, if you really sit down and think about, and I know, like, we learn a lot in school about alcohol and driving, how could it affect, but sometimes they be exaggerating it because if you drink too much, like, yeah, you end up in an accident. Like, when you drink too much, you end up in an accident eventually. But for me, I'm just like, I don't think it was really that deep. If his BACs were low 0.8, I don't think it was that deep for him to really care. Like, I mean, or like for Madison to really just start, I don't know, being upset about it. And then she also said something about like, you know what, marriage is not for a long time. Something about this. Madison is a little bit suspect. Like Madison, she's very much giving suspect. Like I'm gonna keep it a bug. She gives spoiled white women that I be seeing on these reality shows, and I'm gonna keep it a bug. I don't like her already. She seems too much. She seems clingy. It's giving. She's doing too much. She doesn't like Alan. She does not like Alan. You even when they were talking to like the therapist, you even was like Alan. You even had Alan being like, "Hey, so like, could you give me more, please? Like, can you give me more?" And like Madison, she was trying her hardest to like explain that to Alan, I believe. But I just don't think Madison likes Alan at all. And like their names rhyme. Like they seem like a cute couple, but like I don't think Madison likes Alan. I think Madison wants someone who's maybe more, I don't know, more rich. Like that's it's giving someone who's more attractive, more rich. Like I don't know. Even like I remember at the beginning of this season, Alan he had a friend that died like on the wedding that like came to his wedding, and like Madison, I didn't like she wasn't really as empathetic as I thought she would be. Like she's like, oh my god, oh, but like she wasn't really that empathetic. I don't know. I'm questioning Madison.
It is called the legal BAC. By her own admission, he wasn't drunk. And she kept saying that wasn't the issue. He had to drive 15. What the fuck? Thank you, Connie Poodle Mom. Why do we take stuff and blow stuff up and make it bigger?
Just to
Because this
blow it up.
bitch
Just to blow it up.
who has not paid this man any attention, we ain't
Exactly.
seen one time when she's
And
done
literally
anything
the person who comments on her live says
to
exactly.
make him happy. And now all of a sudden she concerned because her friends drink and drive and something happened to one of her friends. If that was the case, she would every time we turn around. I ain't got it to do.
Nah, bro, I think they need to break up.
We got to have critical thinking skills. When they talked in that car, when he before he left the house, he said, "I'm a 200-pound man. I had a beer, a 4-ounce beer, and he drinking and driving. Grow the fuck up." How many times have any of us gone out and had a drink and we're not drunk? Just because I have a drink, a beer, a margarita,
She's so
or any
funny.
other little fuzzy little cute drink that I may have, that does not mean that I am, it doesn't mean that I am inebriated. She never said he was drunk. As a matter of fact, she kept saying that wasn't the point.
And she even says it right there. Like she even said he wasn't drunk, and she even said what I was saying in the beginning. Like just because you have a drink does not mean you're drunk after you go out. Like you can still drive. Like you don't have to call it Uber. That's how I take it now. That's how I take it. But my thing is, there's a point where if you drink too much, okay, then yes, either call an Uber or let a friend take you home. Like that's what that is. So I was low key a little bit like, why is she tripping? When I saw that, I was like, why is she tripping? It was gonna be leading to Alan slamming the cabinets like later episodes. I was just like, why is she tripping? I don't understand that. But yeah, we're gonna move on to Madison and David because Madison and David is actually like
With Wells Fargo
they.
Premier, a team can help you plan for your dreams. So your dream car and vacation home may be closer than you think. Ready to meet the dream team? You can with Wells Fargo.
As we age, we get lines, and that's okay. But our makeup needs change. Traditional powdery foundation.
That soft side of her.
Uh-oh.
But Alan been peeping her.
Oh yes, yes, yes.
He said, I'm going up the rough side of the mountain.
So I'm also hearing like some alleged tea that like David don't got a savings account and everybody is freaking out about it. Now I try to make a video about Madison and David, and so we have everybody basically saying like, oh my God, like he's broke, like he don't got a savings account. Now my take on this is that at the age of 35, I feel like that you should have like a savings account. You should be well set and like well established and like have your own place. And I'm starting to think like Madison, why don't you just call the divorce? Like I don't understand why Madison won't just call the divorce because every single time Madison makes a complaint about how this man is not well established for her. And so I don't know, we're gonna just watch this because this was kind of tea.
When she come in there, well, we working together. Dr. Pepper said, how? She said, I mean, I think that she sits there and she waits for David to answer the question because she knows she gonna put her foot up in her
No, no,
goddamn
no.
mouth.
That's what it's
And
also
so
giving too. I think that David is really scared of Madison. Like, I mean, David is really scared of Michelle. Like, I feel like that is giving that, like, David, he's scared of Michelle. And I just think that, like, Michelle, she got anxiety. And I think Michelle deserves a man who's just as well established and career driven as her. Because it's giving that, like, they partnered her. I feel like that Married at First Sight really played in um, Michelle's face when it came to, like making the matches. Because I'm just like, why would you partner somebody else? Like, why would you partner somebody with someone who doesn't have like their own career? Like, they don't have their stuff together. Like, they're not really set up. No offense, but that's what I gotta say.
David
Like,
sits up there and says, yeah, we've been talking more to community.
and everyone be saying like, oh, David is so real. If we're talking about like David is so real and stuff like that. How is David real? Like, I feel like that at 35. I feel like that at 35, you should be having your own place. Like, you should really be well established, like having your own stuff going on, like your own career going on. I don't care. Like, argue with me. I don't. And when I saw his basement, I was just like, Like, Madison, you might have to run because I don't know. And I don't really see like David with, sorry, not Madison, Michelle, you have to run. And I don't really see David with any motion when it comes to like moving in life with his career. Like a lot of these men, I don't, it's almost as if it's like the women are richer than the men this season. I don't know why. I don't know why they always put the woman who is more like career driven than the men because all these men's careers sounds like they basically don't have jobs. Like they're just lying about, oh, I quote unquote do this. Like he says like, oh, I help kids get out the hood. But it's just like, how much do you really make money? Like, can I see your actual salary statement or something? And then with Juan, he's like he owns a business, but I'm just like, why couldn't you make a lot of money out of the business? And then also you have a job, or like he said in a job, like he couldn't really make a lot of money at the job. I'm just like, but why couldn't you make a lot of money at the job? Like what was going on? Did you really get fired? And then he also said like, oh, I also have a business. And then he told Carter like, hey, look, like I can't provide for you. Like I gotta go 50%. It's like, nope, that right there is a big red flag. And I was kind of a little bit like looking at Carla Tuesday, too, a little bit like side eyeing her when I was like, girl, like you heard this man what he said, like he cannot provide for you. So I don't understand. Or like he like don't really make money from his business, so I don't understand why you're still staying. And then with like Emin is a whole nurse practitioner, and then she's partnered up with the guy who just helps kids get out the hood. Which I get it. Like he's a counselor, I guess. But I'm just like, are you really a counselor? Like how many people have actually come to? Because you could say you're a counselor, but do you have a lot of bookings from time to time? Like we need to see everything. And then who else? Thomas and Camille, they're fine. Like they don't even have a problem. And then with Al, I don't understand any of the men's careers. Like, why is it that only like, and it's like even with Madison and Allen, why is only Madison going out for work? I don't ever see Allen going to work. Maybe he has a stay at home job. I don't understand, but it's always as if the men don't really be doing anything for work, and it's always like the women are just on the move, working and stuff like that, grinding. That, yeah, no.
Communication. She said, yeah, just the other day, I came in with David and, after work and I talked to him for 20 minutes. So that's not what I usually do. What do you want for that? Dr. Pepper said, and what else? Okay, so you talked to the motherfucker for 20 minutes. What else? What else?
Yeah, no, it's giving a weird couple. I don't understand this couple. I feel like Married at First Sight needs to do better with pairing career-driven women with career-driven men. I could literally never sit here and like be coupled up with a man who has no motion, who who has no career plan, and who has like kind of like a sketchy job profile. Like I could never be partnered up with somebody like that.
She didn't have a what else?
Like the basement said everything.
Then she started talking about they was poor and they ain't have nothing. And when she
Oh,
went,
and then you got basically Madison talking about like her background and how like she basically talks about how like she talks about her background and wow, like that's a lot. So I think that they really are playing in Madison's face. Now I don't know why people are coming for sorry, they're really playing in Michelle's face. I don't know why people are coming for Michelle. Like I don't understand why people like are coming for Michelle about like her upbringing and like where she is because it's like aren't you supposed to be like somebody like I don't know aren't you supposed to hustle like that and especially in America especially in Chicago like I don't understand.
went down in the cafeteria, that she had a different meal ticket color than the other kids.
So okay, it seems like she like went through like a struggle bus situation or something. I don't understand why people are like kind of I don't understand why people are laughing about it though. Like she felt that, and it might be trauma, I don't know, but she felt that deep inside. So it's like let it be.
Do you know how many people, Michelle, with your ungrateful ass?
Oh, she called her ungrateful. Now I don't think it's an ungrateful. Like why do people call this woman ungrateful? Because she literally said like she literally lived in a single parent household and she had to work for herself, like take the bus. And people are calling that now. That's what I don't like. Now people are calling her ungrateful. Let's go watch.
Wish they had a meal ticket at lunch. Wish that their parents qualified for it.
I'm dead.
Some parents are right at the brink of not being poor enough.
That is so true. That is
And
that
their
is
kids
so
don't
true.
qualify
That
for
is so true.
and here you and your siblings are qualified. At least you getting a hot lunch. You know how many kids come to school with their bellies?
She said at least you're getting a hot lunch. I mean, I felt that she just felt what she felt. Like she felt what she felt. I don't think it's spoiled. I just think that people deserve to feel how they feel when it comes to their childhood, when it comes to what they went through, because when you kind of compare it to like rich kids, when you compare it to like rich people, like they don't like Michelle probably didn't have the same luxury as like what suburban or upper class kids. I don't know why people are saying like she don't deserve like she does not deserve to feel how she feels and how she's ungrateful. Nah, man, she is not ungrateful because I mean she felt what she felt. And it's giving that like this girl, she should have went to therapy for her trauma that she faced financially instead of coming on here and married at first sight and then trying to work and fake it for the cameras with a man who basically has no emotion. I don't see that.
Empty with no ticket and no lunchbox, bitch. And when they go home, they don't have nothing. So I understand not having what you wanted to have and measuring yourself by everybody else. But that has made you a better bitch towards David.
Okay, hold on. Okay, wait, let me just add this back. All right. Yeah, no, like,
This may look like your favorite childhood crispy treat, but with 12 grams protein and only
Off.
nah.
She don't even like him. And I question people's motives.
Wait,
They have to
I could have
say
sworn I was back.
nothing. Everything inside out, bitch. Because as long as he walking around with that ponytail on, I don't care what kind of G. So you talk to the motherfucker for 20 minutes. Something, and I agree. Because his motherfucking friends wanted to have and measuring yourself by everybody else. But that has made you a better bitch towards David.
Oh, no, no, I disagree. I disagree right here because she's frustrated. She's frustrated that she has to work with somebody who basically doesn't have his like stuff together. And it's like, okay, so I worked so hard in my life and now I gotta take care. Now I gotta financially provide for a man. Now I gotta actually basically she has a son. Basically she has worked so hard for herself. She it's giving Nick and Hannah from Love is Blind. She has worked so hard at like her whole life and now she gotta basically be with a man who like has no money. Like to me that's just I do not want that. I like it, for example, like if I put it in her shoes and like I had to literally like work really hard every single year, work super hard to get where I'm at in life, and then now I'm settled down for marriage and now I'm looking for a man, and then this man waits for like the last minute to be like, yeah, I don't got a savings. Yeah, I still live with my parents. Yeah, no, I'm still not put together. I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be pissed. And I'm gonna bring up, yeah, I had to go through a lot. Yes, I did. Like this is how I got here. And I was like, I'm about to put it in your face. I'm just like, okay, but like now I basically gotta go take care of you. Now I gotta teach you how to clean. Now I gotta now I gotta basically like pay for everything. Like now I'm the financial provider of the marriage. Like that to be nah, Married at First Sight played in Michelle's face. Like I don't get why. Like I don't get why Married at First Sight continues to partner really successful women with like how do I what word do I want to use with downgraded broke men. Like I don't understand why these shows do this. Because now I'm starting to think like I really could not imagine having to take care of a man, having to basically provide 100%. Because it's like this guy don't ever talk about like nothing that he has going for himself. It's like he don't got nothing going for himself. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong because I have been wrong in certain cases. But like this girl, like she has a lot going for her, and this guy don't seem like he got a lot anything going for him.
But one thing that Michelle said that was true. This motherfucker ain't got no ambition. She said he
Yeah,
is
yo,
10
I
years
said the
behind
same.
me.
Yes, I said the same thing. I said this. I said this. This man got no ambition. I don't like a man with no ambition. Like, if I come on Married at First Sight and I get partnered up with a man with no ambition, I'm suing. I'm suing because what? Like, this girl, she got ambition and this man doesn't got any ambition. Like, what is that? I don't like that. Like, why is this guy on the show? Why is this guy on the show? And they do the same thing with other television shows. Nobody, no, this a guy with no ambition on a reality show to gain partnerships, to gain brand deals. Basically, that's what David is on the show for, to gain the brand deal. And here we have Michelle basically like just looking like dumb, and I'm like, Michelle, just call for the divorce. And at first I was Team Dave, but I was like, nah, like this gotta stop. Like this guy don't got any ambition. This guy has no ambition. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that. I can't. I don't like that. Mm-mm. That's a big red flag. And I think that you know what matters. Michelle, no, David might be one of them guys who cheats on this season. I don't know, but I think he might be one of them guys who like cheats on this season. But I don't. So far, I'm not buying it. I don't like this. I don't like this. And David has to change.
And I agree
I agree. Yeah.
because
And then for Mattis, basically for Michelle to be like, oh, this guy is 10 years behind me. Oh my God, I feel so bad for you. I feel so bad for you because now you're basically marrying a 20-year-old. You're basically marrying a 20-year-old. A 20-year-old. Like, or at that, let's call it a 12-year-old. Let's just call it a 12-year-old. Like, I feel so bad for Michelle. I'm just like, she's also dumb too because it's like, okay, now you kind of leading him on and you're not taking the decency to like, break it off with him like like what Alyssa did in season 14. And so then I'm like, you know what? Okay, then date this guy. But it's like if you come up here all the way to the decision, if you come all the way up here till the decision day and be like, no, girl, why did you drag him on then? Now I'm gonna be pissed at you if you don't call it off earlier than the decision day. I don't know what happened, so I'm gonna be pissed. But yeah, no, Madison, like next episode, ask for the divorce, please, because like literally, I could never just marry a man that's like 12 mentally, and it's like I gotta basically do everything in the marriage. Like I'm doing everything in the marriage, and I get it. Like you could have some flaws, but it's like, come on now.
his motherfucking friends came on here talking all of that crap about David and his future and all this money David got. And
Yo, and you know what? His friends are probably just like him. His friends are probably liars. Like, yes, she said like all his friends came up on here and was talking about how much money this guy got, and he don't got a savings. That's like no, no, I can't. What? This is kind of shocking news to me.
David sat his ass up here on
Yo, this girl, I love this. She's dramatic.
national television and proved that Michelle is right. He don't have a savings account.
Yo, like, and I get it. I get it. Like, there's some teams like they don't really be saving. But it's like that's when like you're in your young 20s, like okay. But it's like when you're in your 30s, like you should at least be able to. How could I put the wish? I'm not trying to be hypocritical. I'm not trying to be hypocritical. But I'm just like, if you're entering marriage, like you don't have any ambition to like work on the finances, like have a savings account that's gonna build over time with in like nothing. I don't know. I just I just don't like this. But then I do give David some, but no, no. This is hard.
He said the savings is not there, and if
Like this is confusing to me. This is confusing to me. Like for me, this is confusing. How I'm just like I could have sworn like you were just saying. I could have sworn you were just saying like, oh, you were gonna say for a house and stuff like that. Listen, I mean like yes, you could buy some things, but it's like it gets to a point where like you could like go out and buy the things you want, and I know like or like you could do things you want with your money, but like at least split your check in half. Like at least split what you make in half so that at least you have like a savings building up and like you could manage your money better and like don't and I mean like okay like when you first have like a big girl job or something like that, okay, you gonna spend your whole check, but like as you get older, it's time to settle down. Like, all right, like let me go like save some stuff here so that when we're going to do whatever we want, like I'm prepared. Like I could financially provide for my wife or something. Like this is embarrassing because this is a no ambitious man. I don't like this. I don't like this.
and if I get this promotion, I'll make about the same amount as you. Mother,
And then it was kind of disrespectful for him to say like, oh, and if I get this promotion, I'll make the same as much as you. So you're trying to basically disregard of like what she went through, trying to basically like disregard of like what she did to like work for what like you're basically trying to disregard like what she did to work for what she has now. I don't get it. I don't get it.
you ain't attract.
Nah, bro. And you see how dramatic she is about this? Yeah, I'm dramatic too. Cause what's tea?
Step into Wix Studio, the platform for agencies and enterprises, and turn website layouts into
And I get it. Like, okay, if he was single, different story. But it's like you're married, you're married. Okay, I give women a little bit of grace because it's like you're a woman, just like a man's supposed to be. I don't know. But it's like when you're a man, you're kind of looked at as like a leader, provider. Like that's how it should be because women like they go through a lot. Women are taking care of the house, cleaning, cooking, going through birth, like periods, like puberty. So it's like the least you could do is financially provide. This seems like a trash husband. It seems like a trash husband.
He said the savings ain't there.
Yo, like, I mean, and it's not like for me, it's not as deep of a situation, but it's like, what's going on? And if you like had this, what's the word? If you had this financial barrier, then why did you come on Married at First Sight first? Why didn't you kind of work on yourself to like get yourself together when it came to having your own place? Like, I feel like that David came on the show as basically a 20-year-old. Like, I don't know.
So
I don't
when
like,
your pompous ass friend,
like Jesse Wu said,
Auntie,
Colleen
you
is
got
really
company.
trash. But like Colleen,
I'm so ready to cuss these people out. I don't know what to do.
me too.
So when your pompous ass friend David came and made Michelle feel bad about where she lived because
Exactly,
you can buy a
exactly.
house and you need a
Which
mortgage and
also, which is not a flex because it's just like for me, like buying a house is the same as buying an apartment. Like for me, it's kind of the same thing. Well, not really, but it kind of depends. So it's like even when I saw that episode where Michelle was with David's friends and they were all like, yeah, David basically like he could save for a house. So, he's stacking his money. He could save for his house for her to find out that like he's not really even like that and then for his friends to brag in her face like that and then basically try to discard the fact that like, what, she got her own apartment, she got her own like place. To me it's embarrassing and it's like okay and it's fine to not have savings but don't go on married at first sight where you could basically legitimately like be a financial burden to anybody like that's like a college student applying to go on married at first sight.
you in an apartment when most of us started off in an apartment because we didn't
And
have rich
honestly,
parents.
after like what she said, like David's friends, they are so foul for that. Like he attracts the worst people.
And talked about David being able to buy property and all this, and David sit his ass up here and says the savings ain't there.
No, for real.
He's everything she thought. She got a bill from scratch with this mother. He is legitimately living in his parents' basement, and this bitch had the or
And that's another thing too. Like that's the other part too. It's just like the ego has to stop
audacity
at
on
a certain
God's
age.
TV to say he ain't got
Yo,
no
you got
savings
people
account.
commenting like
He's everything I thought he was. He ain't got a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out of.
and like,
Now,
okay, I feel like it's fine if you didn't go on a show where like you're basically already married. Like if you're dating and then that okay, that's different because it's like you could kind of build and work to where you want to get when it comes to like reaching like milestones and like having what you have. But like to come on Married at First Sight and you not really question, like, you know what? Will people question me that I don't have the savings? Like, you're literally already married. Like, you're already married. You're already married. So it's like, now what? Now what are we gonna do? Like, that puts people in a financial risk.
Matter of fact, he ain't even got the money to go buy a pot.
Oh my God. And that's another thing. Like, that's just embarrassing. So basically, like, if Michelle and David stay together, like, will Michelle have to basically just pay for everything? Like, I don't, will Michelle have to pay for everything? Is she gonna have to pay for everything? That's what I'm trying to find the question. It's like, you can't tell me like this is a no ambitious, like no ambitious men are scary. No ambitious men, they're very scary. They're extremely scary. Like, and it's like, why'd y'all partner her up with somebody like this? Why did you guys partner her up with somebody like I don't understand. Wait,
And he sat there and let his friends talk all that schmitty bullshit
and you
where
got
he
people in
knew
the
he
comments.
didn't
You got people in the comments being like, "What is David's job? What is David's job?"
have no savings. But see, he couldn't lie and bamboozle and tap dance around Dr. Pepper. The bitch is broke and living in his parents' basement. It's not an apartment, that's your parents' basement.
Which is
So
embarrassing.
what the fuck is David doing
Embarrassing.
with his money? Because he
No,
damn
for
sure
real.
ain't putting it.
And my thing is, it's okay. Like you, I'm trying to put this in perspective. Like you could not have a savings, but like don't go on a show where like you could be a financial. I think that like David came on the show to basically have a sugar mama. Like that's what it's giving. I think David went on the show to have a woman basically financially support him, and I think he kind of got it, but it's not working well for him. And I think that's what a lot of people do. Like they'll come on the show to get a sugar mama, like or something. Like they'll come on the show to get someone, a woman who could just pay for everything, like a woman where they could just rely on. And it's like, let's
In
continue.
clothes and shoes. He didn't put it in a car because he looked like he got an average car. Where the fuck is David's money going? Didn't him and his daddy sell a store during COVID?
That's the big. It's giving. You know what it's giving? It's giving the girl who her boyfriend ghosted her on New Year's Eve, or she ghosted him on New Year's Eve. That's what it's giving. Cause it's just like how you go from talking about your business to basically being like, basically like Michelle, basically having the audience question like, "Oh my God, like where's his money going?" And I get it. People got this situation all the time, but like you date first, and because like you when you date, like you have abundance of time to figure stuff out. When you go on Married at First Sight, you're basically like a risk. Like it's just a risk. It's just a risk, and it's like okay, now this like you're in a risk where like you're basically gonna be put with someone that you're not financially compatible with. And so you have Michelle like blindsided by everything. Well, I mean, I don't know if she looked blindsided, but she probably felt blindsided, and probably everyone is blindsided for her.
Where's David's money? Was David running chicks? He ain't even got nowhere for them a decent place and some clean sheets on the bed for him to even a minute. His nasty ass basement, living in his mom and daddy home, and he grown as fucking gonna go on a show and he ain't even got no money in his savings account. Where they do that at?
Nah, this is embarrassing. Like, this is embarrassing. Cause it's like, okay, if it was like another show, I get that. I get that. But and Michelle better break up with him like before decision day. Cause if she doesn't, then she's a bird. She's dumb. I don't care. But like, it's like you are on Married at First Sight. You don't know what this like. You don't know how the person like spends their money at all. So you could be literally partnered up with some. You could be literally partnered up with somebody who's homeless and you don't know, like you could be partnered up with somebody who's homeless and like you just won't know, and then you're married to them, and so it's like now when y'all are in this financial situation, y'all gotta decide, oh, do I have to break up with this person or could I still continue being with this person? Now that's the tricky part, that's the hardest part.
Thank you so much, SC21, for the $5 super chat. And what everybody gonna do? Say, oh, David, he was so nice. He deserved it. That
No, yeah, that's what we'll be saying. Like, because this guy's playing the good act. This guy is basically playing the good boy act to hide his bad decisions. He's playing the good boy act to hide his bad decisions, and I'm not buying it. It's an act. And also, Michelle, also, I'm gonna call you a cloud chaser. Y'all are both cloud chasing. Like, if y'all are not financially compatible, just say that and break up. Like, just break up. That's it. So it's like Michelle and David, they are both putting this whole couple situation for up like stunt. Like it's giving y'all are acting. It's giving y'all are staying with each other just to stay with each other. It's giving y'all know y'all not for each other. But and it's like Michelle keeps on complaining about this man from time and time again to just end up like staying with him. And it's like this is a non-ambitious guy, Michelle. Wake up and just break up. It's like you don't want to listen. So at this point, eventually, if Michelle does stay with David until decision day, I might be on David's side. But I mean, well, you kind of let him on.
oh my God, that bad Madison. No, fuck that.
It's not a bad Madison. It's a real Madison. It's like person who's actually real and actually realistic.
You wait to get
Exactly.
out of one relationship before you get into another one. And yes, Michelle has rejected him. She's rude as hell. She don't have
And just because I feel like that, like now I look at Michelle as someone who stands on business. Michelle is somebody who stands on business.
no respect for this man whatsoever. She gonna sit up there and skin and grin with her girlfriend like she give a damn about how David look. She want David to look like something because she got
And it's like Michelle don't even like the man. Michelle, why? Michelle, you're spoiled because it's like Michelle, you don't even like the man. You do not like the man. So it's like, why are you still staying with him? Why are you still staying with him? Why are you staying with this man who's just a nobody? Like, I don't understand. Like, somebody has to tell her. And Michelle, you are a clout chaser. Michelle, you're a clout chaser.
the light skinned black man, but she just got the wrong one, bitch. They should have gave her a kitschy.
Now, when I say I don't know if no, Michelle has should not have been with Ikichi, whatever his name is. Because like even Ikichi, like his occupation is just so Ikichi's occupation is so red flag as well. It's like, okay, Ikichi, you say you help kids get out the hood, but then you say you help kids get out the hood, but then you kind of act abusive. So it's like if you act abusive on television, if you act abusive, how are you able to get so many people to work with when it comes to getting scholarships and getting kids out the hood and getting them scholarships? I don't see.
That's who they should have gave her.
No, they shouldn't have. Like, I mean, yes, they would have been fighting a lot because she says this, but like, he doesn't look like someone who has a real job either because he acts abusive. It's giving he's an abuser who, like,
Because they'd have been fighting by now. Because she's a nasty bitch and everything she say is razor sharp on purpose. She talked to him with just razors and daggers coming out of her mouth. She needed a kitchen. She
I disagree with this because it's just like, okay, yeah, I mean, they would have been good TV. Like, they would have been both fighting a lot, but I don't think this Ikichi, he has a real occupation. I don't think he has a real occupation. I'm gonna just say that. Like, I don't think this man got a real occupation at all. Like he says he helps kids get full scholarships, gets them out the hood. But then the way how you talk to your wife on the show, is that someone who shows is that someone who helps people get out the hood? That probably shows someone who represents the hood and who probably is like, yeah, no, I like the hood. Like that's how I act. That's where I'm from. And yes, it does sound hypocritical, but like that shows like like in your 30s, that shows someone who's like you don't really act the way how you say you are. You don't act like someone who helps people get out the hood. You don't act like someone who what is the you don't act like someone who helps people get full scholarships. Then do you talk to your students like this? Like, do you talk to your students like this? I want to know, like, do you as a counselor, or if you are a counselor, talk to your students like this the same way? So it's like, if anything, Akichi and Michelle would not have been a good match because Akichi, I don't think he has a real job either. Like when he said he helps people get out the hood, I was like, it does not seem real. Like, it doesn't. I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
She needed icky yicky ya 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 ya. That's who she needed. And we're gonna talk about.
So yeah, no, that's all I had to say for this video. I am done with this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, and also hit the notification bell as well. There will be more to come, but this is a lot. I cannot wait to see what happens with Michelle and David next episode. I also can't wait to see what happens with Juan and Carla, with Emin and Aikichi, and who's the other couple? Oh, Alan and Madison, because Alan, I'm on your side. Anyways, bye guys. I will see you guys in my next video if I can record, because my storage is just really acting up. I don't know how I'm gonna fix it, but when I do fix my storage, I will go back to recording my short vlogs and talking about couples, like couple by couple. But yeah, I will see you guys either in my next video or in my next live. Bye bye. Toodles.